afternoon. Today is our 7th session regarding our tutorial of Universe Sandbox 2. In previous sessions, we talked about the tools which we have here in the software, and we can change them to see the results and change in behaviors of each star or planets. Also, we went through the different columns in each star or planet which we have here. We did some scenarios regarding the overview column. We changed some parameters like mass, radius, density, and other parameters which we have here. And we saw the results when we modify each of them. There would be definitely some results in other planets and in the whole solar system. So today we go through the motion column and we see which parameters we can change here. So I would choose Earth for instance, and I would try to do some changes about the motion in Earth. So it's more sensible for us to see how the behavior of Earth would be changed and how maybe the temperature, the atmosphere, everything would be changed if we change any parameters from here. So in motion column, as a first option, we have distance. This is an average distance which shows the distance between the Earth and the Sun. And as you know, this is something around 1 AU, which is almost around 150 million kilometers. And we can change this parameter from here. So for sure, if we increase this parameter, the distance between the Earth and Sun would be increased, and we can guess that Earth would be colder. And if we decrease this parameter, the Earth might be much hotter. So from here we can change it. I will show you. Right now I'm increasing the size and the distance between the Earth and the Sun. As you can see in here, it's like in a step, and even the Earth can be out of the habitable zone from the Sun. As you know, here we have a parameter in view which we can turn it on. It's related to habitable zones. If I just turn it on, you can see around our star, around the Sun, there is a green area, which any planet, if it's in this area, that planet can have some habitable zones. That planet is actually in habitable zone of the star, and there would be some sort of life likelihood, or animals or human being, anything which can live actually based on the criteria of the living. If it's closer to the star, there would be in a red area, which is so hot to live. And if it's in blue area or more far from this area, there would be in a space in an area which is colder than the situation which a human can live. So if we are increasing the distance between the Earth and the Sun, as you can see, is gradually getting farther from the Sun, and it's out of the habitable zone. So for sure, after time, we could see the Earth's temperature would be decreased. I can see it here. I'm a little increasing the simulation speed. So as you can see, the temperature is decreasing, and for sure in the composition column we can see the life likelihood might be decreased. As you can see, it's gradually being decreased, and the orbit is different now. So it was the first option which we have in motion, and also we can decrease this parameter, so the Earth would be closer to the Earth. Let me show it to you. Distance, I'm trying to decrease, so Earth is coming back towards the Sun, and after a while it would be much hotter. Now the Earth is back the habitable zone, and the orbit is a little strange right now. So Earth has a strange behavior. So in this column, there are the parameters which we can change them, and all of them are related to the motion parameters of the Earth. I will just with Control and R, I'm reloading the scenario, so we can get to the other parameters which are changeable from the motion. The second parameter which we can change is speed. This is the speed which is related to the speed of turning around the sun. If we increase it, the speed would be would be faster, and maybe it can even tear apart the orbit. And if we decrease the speed, even the Earth can fall down into the sun. I know this. I can suggest. I can expect the results because I have already done the scenarios. If you check the YouTube channel, you can see there are lots of videos regarding these scenarios, which is related to increasing and decreasing the speed of the Earth. And if you are a video creator, for sure you can make interesting scenarios with this option. If I want to show it to you, for instance, I'm trying to decrease the speed of the Earth around the sun. So with decreasing the speed, as you can see, the orbit is getting closer to the sun because it cannot run away from the sun, and it's getting closer to the sun. And eventually, if we decrease it a lot, the Earth would be fall down into the sun and would be destroyed. So if you have any idea or creativity regarding this parameter, you can make lots of interesting videos about this increasing or decreasing in speed. The other parameters which we can consider here, it's orbital period, which is actually, let me reload the scenario and show it to you. It's the duration which Earth is going around the sun. It's actually 1 whole year. And also we can work with this part. We can change the duration of the year from this option. Motion column, as you can see, by default this is 12 months, which is a normal year, but you can play with it. You can decrease or increase this parameter also. So based on this differentiation here, you can see the orbit is being changed. When I'm decreasing the orbital period, the Earth is getting closer to the sun, and it's right now it's some sort of close to Venus, and it's going in Venus orbit. Maybe if I just decrease it more, and so based on this parameter, also the distance is being changed, and so you can see some of these parameters are related to each other. And if you, for example, increase the orbital period, the distance would be more than the default amount. And if you decrease this parameter, which shows that orbital period is, like, for instance, 2 months, the orbit is so small, and the Earth is getting closer to the sun. So these are the parameters which some of them are correlated with each other. Some of them can be great ideas for your scenarios if you're a video maker, or if you are a person who is interested in these sort of scenarios in astronomy. You can play with these scenarios and with these parameters and see the results. You can even change them in a combination method. You can change the speed with the orbital period together, so you can see the results. I'm just right now I'm just introducing and these parameters to you. I'm not making a real scenario here. For interesting scenario, also you can check my YouTube channel. In there I have created lots of interesting scenarios which usually not happy ending. I mean, in most of the scenarios, I really like to destroy the Earth, because we can always recreate the Earth and whole solar system in the simulator. So I think it's an interesting experience for you. Also, we have some other parameters here. You can change them: pericenter distance, apocenter distance. You can play with these whole parameters and see the results. One of the most interesting parameters which you can change, which is related to other parameters of distance. This is eccentricity. If you check my channel, I think 2 videos before this video, I've made a scenario regarding eccentricity. This is an interesting parameter which shows if your planet orbit is a circle or an oval. If you just increase this eccentricity, your orbit would be more oval shape. As you can see here, it's being changed. And if you decrease this parameter, your orbit would be in a circle shape. Now I've increased this parameter, and if you want to make an experience for yourself, just be careful about the note in here. It says maximum you can make this parameter up to 1, so it should be less than 1. If you make this parameter more than 1, your orbit would be teared apart. So right now this is around 0.4. If I increase it more and get close to 1, you can see that there wouldn't be any orbit. Right now this is 0.6, and the whole orbit is like an oval. Let me show you from view. You can change the orbits to a total orbit, and you can see the whole orbit here is absolutely like an oval. If you again decrease this parameter, the orbit would be like a circle. If you make it 0, you would have a total circle here. So this is important parameter, because if you just increase it, you would have a huge variation of temperature in your Earth. For example, your Earth would be much colder when it's here, and would be so hot when it's getting close to the sun. And also the speed of the movement would be variated. When it's getting closer to the sun, you would be you will see that the speed would be higher, and when it's far from the sun, based on the shape, the speed would be slower. And also we have inclination, which we can change it also here. See the results, which it shows the angle between the orbit of the Earth and other orbits. If this is 0, you can see it's a circle in the same surface with the other orbits. If you just increase the angle, you can see the orbit is in another angle. It has some angles with other orbits. So if I just put it on 90 degrees, you can see this is like this. So also this is another parameter that would be interesting for the people who are trying to experience anything. If you have any idea regarding these parameters, just let me know. I will create interesting video for you for sure. And also there are lots of other angles which you can change them, and set the distance and the angle with the other orbits and with the sun. And about the rotation, you can set here, you want to have your rotation in an orbital plane or something else, simulation grid. Let me bring it back to 0, so our scenario would be at the default, or maybe Control R, so we would have a real and normal solar system. Again, let me check other parameters in motion, which is interesting for you. This is the angle. As you know, the Earth is not standing in a straight way, and it has some angles which this parameter lets the Earth to have the seasons. If we just set it to 0, you can see now the Earth is standing straight without any angle, and there wouldn't be any seasons anymore on the Earth. But if I increasing, and you know the default is 23 degrees, yeah, even I can change it more, so the Earth is rotating like this, and the seasons for sure would be different from the seasons which we have right now in our Earth. For example, let me show you something right now. This is around 90 degrees. I'm increasing the simulation speed and see what's going on the Earth. With 90 degrees, I think the seasons are different in somehow, and the temperature would be different on the Earth. So as you can see, there are not lots of differentiating about the temperature of the whole surface of the Earth, but the places and temperatures of different places would be different. This is much different, this plan, with the ordinary situation which we are living. As you can see, the hot parts and cold parts of the Earth are being changed, and this is somehow different. If I bring it back to the 23, you can see now this is the map of the Earth, and the places which are hotter or colder are much different than the plan which we had previously. So you can see the heat is balancing here, it's bouncing here, but in the time which I just increased that parameter, let me show you. For example, with 90 degrees, now the heat criteria and the type of the cold and hot areas are totally different. You can see we have a yellow part in the middle right now, and the heat is getting to the Earth in different places in comparison with the previous plan. So also with this parameter you can play a lot and make some scenarios. For sure I will think of this parameter for making an interesting scenario. I think I don't have any scenario related to this parameter, which is called, let me see, yeah, obliquity, which is angle between rotation axis and orbital plane. So for sure I will make a scenario for this one which can be interesting, and there are different axes, and there is a rotational period which this one can be so interesting to making videos and making some experience for yourself. Right now this is a time which takes for Earth to rotate around itself. It's a whole day, and you can also change this parameter. If you make it shorter, the day and the whole duration of day and night would be much shorter, and actually Earth is rotating around itself much faster. So if we decrease it a lot, you can see the Earth is rotating around itself much faster, and there would be some changes in the map again. So for example, if our day and night would be 2 hours, what would happen? You can see here, I think you can see the whole planet is changed. All the waters are gathering together in the middle of the Earth, and other parts are different also. And I think I have the experience of this simulation. If we just decrease the duration of day and night a lot, the Earth would be some sort of disintegrated. So I really suggest you to check this parameter, rotational period, and you can make lots of interesting videos with this one. Also, if you just increase it a lot, you can see the Earth is somehow stopped rotating. So one part of the Earth would be hotter and one part of the Earth would be cooler. I'm increasing the scenario speed so you can see the total surface of the Earth wouldn't be in the same temperature because the Earth is so long now, and there are some parts of the Earth which are totally iced, and some parts of the Earth which is hot. It's some sort of scenarios like tidally locked. If you tidally lock a planet, it would be locked something like this. Half of the planet would be melted and half of the planet would be freeze. So it can behave something like that. Tidal effects, which we are not right now tidal effect, tidally locked, but I have created some video regarding this parameter. Also, we have Roche lobe radius. This Roche parameter is really interesting. This is the area, this is the border, which if a planet getting closer to the sun, or if the moon getting closer from this border, that planet or that moon would be disintegrated and would be destroyed. So for sure I would make lots of scenarios regarding this parameter. It's really interesting parameter, and I think our video is getting so long. We are up to here. For next video I will continue the video and talk about other parameters which are useful for creating videos and making some experiences even for yourself. Thank you for watching this video. Please just subscribe on my channel and write your opinions, your suggestions in the comments, and I would do my best, which this series of videos would be much better than before. And thanks for your time. Have a great day. Bye.